Well, what happens in Ukraine is of global importance, and really its strategic value dates back to the Cold War. Ukraine borders Russia, making it strategically important to Russia's defense then and now. Even today, Russia has concerns of Western influence on its neighbor. The CBC's Neil Macdonald has more.
As the fires ignited in Kiev spread today, President Obama was in Mexico delivering platitudes to reporters.
Regardless of how the Ukrainian people determine their own future, it's important that it is the people themselves that make those decisions.
But as Obama's own State Department officials understand, citizens of weak countries caught between competing world powers seldom enjoy the luxury of self-determination. Remember Victoria Nuland's remarkable discussion with another U.S. diplomat about which Ukrainian opposition leaders should and shouldn't be in government? Opposition leaders she herself had met and encouraged?
I don't think Klitsch should go into the government. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's a good idea. I just think Klitsch going in, he's going to be at that level working for Yatsenyuk. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. Okay.
And as for the European Union, with which the Ukrainian protesters so desperately want to forge economic ties,
the EU.
But any American manipulation is almost tender compared to what the Russians evidently have in mind. This Russian politician today declared that his country's elite simply cannot let Ukraine go. Russia is highly protectionist, and any trade alliance between Ukraine and the Europeans would threaten the profits of Russian businesses. It's also a matter of prestige and memories of empire.
Well, I think the Russian compelling interest is, one, it believes Ukraine is broadly within its sphere of influence, and two, if this could happen in Ukraine, then it could happen in Russia.
Today, a Russian spokesman compared Ukraine's pro-Europe protesters to the early Nazis. Russia considers it American-sponsored terrorism and, said the spokesman, will use all its influence to tame Ukraine. And today, Ukraine's pro-Kremlin president said that the killings of civilian protesters were an anti-terror operation, a term that's all too often code used by regimes that intend to exterminate their opponents. Given language like that, President Obama's soft assurances today must translate in Ukrainian to something like, "You're on your own." Neil Macdonald, CBC News, Washington.